maybe by tomorrow or in 2 days, in the coming 2 days, I'm going to give you the access to the softwares, okay, and the recordings, whatever recordings, and the material as well. Initially, I'll share the document for the next, maybe next 2 3 weeks classes, okay. Later, I'll share you the notes for each and every topic separately, okay. Fine. So let's continue the discussion. In the previous session, we discussed about the SQL Server, whatever like definition, and the medium mode of storing the data, and the evaluation of SQL Server, okay, and how it actually came into the market, the logic, the background, and how the data will be stored, okay, how the data will be stored in the SQL Server, in what format it will be stored, right? So we have discussed all these things in the previous sessions. So in this session, what we can do is like initially we'll start with the versions of the SQL Server. Okay, we'll start with the SQL versions first. What and all versions are there? What is meant by a version? What is an edition? Okay, and the compatibility. Okay, the compatibility, and also we'll discuss all these things in this session. So let me open this notes. Right. Okay. So, so we'll start with the versions of the SQL Server, guys. Okay, in the next weekend, what we can do is like mostly today, I'll try to explain about the okay virtualization concept and all. Okay, otherwise we'll discuss these things first. We'll see the time and all. Based on that, we'll start the demo as well. If possible, today we'll start the demo. If not, we'll start the demo. Okay, in the next weekend onwards. Fine. So let's start with the versions of the SQL Server. So initially, okay, I'll share this document. Don't worry. Okay. So initially, we'll start with the versions. So what is meant by a version? General. In general, I'm asking like what is meant by a version, guys? Any version, not only SQL Server. Okay. Any version. What is meant by a version?
To keep the track of previous work done.
Very good. Okay. Fine. Right.
To do changes in previous versions, mean update
Mm,
changes or
okay.
features.
Okay. Very good features. Okay. Nice. Good. Bhagyashree. So a version is nothing but an updated software copy. Okay. Simple definition is a version is nothing but an updated software copy. Okay. We can call it as a version. So every software generally you can see the versions, right? Every software, even if you are using, okay, ChatGPT also, you can see ChatGPT 3.0, 4.0. And you can see that, for example, a simple example, okay, if you go for the simple example, iPhone, you can see right iPhone 16, iPhone 17, iPhone okay, 14, 13. These are all the versions of the iPhones. Best example, we can go with the iPhone. So now currently maybe 16 or 17 is there in the market, right? Or 17 is coming. Okay. So earlier, if you go for the previous versions, iPhone 5, iPhone 6, have you seen anyone is using iPhone 4 or 5 or 6? Maybe very rarely, right? But do you think the applications, the latest applications will support iPhone 4 or 5? Is it going to work like that? Simple question.
No.
No, because what and all applications currently in the market, they are as per the current market operating system compatibility, right? So if you want to install latest version of WhatsApp, okay, in the old iPhone, it don't support because the compatibility issues. So every version, every software package will have versions, guys. Every software package, including the tools that you are using, every software package will have versions. So we can easily identify when this version was introduced, what are the features of this version, what are the enhancements in the next versions, What are the challenges, okay, or bugs we can say, anything, any challenges with the versions. So these are all like version is a nothing but an updated software copy, we can say it's a version, guys. Okay, how we have iPhone 4, 5, 6, 7 like that, we have SQL Server versions also. When it introduced, okay, they introduced with a some version, basic version. Later they keep adding the, okay, features. They keep enhancing the product. Okay, they keep changing the product, the interface and all the features and all. Okay, you can see the changes. Like your operating system, like in your mobile phone, we are using right Android phones. You can see Android 6, Android 7, Android KitKat, Android Marshmallow, Android. Okay, a lot of different versions are there, right, in Android operating system versions also. Or else you can see your laptop, right? Laptop. You can see that laptop also. Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows
Windows
Home,
8.
Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 11 currently that we are using. Okay. Like that, if you go back, Windows XP, maybe in the year of 2000 and all, Windows XP, I don't know how many of you remember that Windows XP, Windows Home. These are all like very previous, older versions, guys. So a software, a version is nothing but an updated software copy of SQL Server. You can say it's a version. So generally, SQL Server is a platform dependent up to SQL Server 2016. Up to 2016, SQL Server is a platform dependent. So that will be discussed, okay, after this. So let's go back to the versions. Even though SQL Server, okay, was like invented in the year of 1993, okay, so don't think that immediately in the same year the product will be, okay, popular and then people will start buying the product, right? So it took around 4 years for Microsoft to sell their product commercially. So they started selling their database product from SQL Server 97 onwards, which was released in the year of 1997. Okay, you have to remember these years. Okay, these are all nothing but years. Okay, years. In this year, it was released. This product was released in that particular year. So SQL Server 97 is one of the version, the first version we can say, the first commercial version we can say. So which was released to the public, okay, in the year of 1997. But it was not so popular. If you remember in the previous session we discussed, they started introducing GUI feature, which is query analyzer from SQL Server 2000 onwards. So SQL Server 2000 is a turning point to the database industry. Okay, the whole database industry, not only for Microsoft, they introduced a tool called Query Analyzer. Using that tool itself, you can do everything. Earlier, before 2000, you have to write queries to handle the databases, to connect to the databases, to work with the databases. Okay, if you want to install, you can install using commands only. Before 2000, if you want to take the backups, you have to use only commands. Means if you know the commands, then only you can handle the databases before 2000. After this, once this version introduced, SQL Server 2000 introduced, they introduced a tool client called Query Analyzer. So it just turned the database industry like completely. So then onwards, the Microsoft, okay, like it was like capturing the database market. It started capturing the database market from SQL Server 2000 onwards because of the client tool, which is Query Analyzer. So completely GUI. Okay. So they released SQL Server 2000 in the year of 2000. Later, after 5 years, they released another version, SQL Server 2005. Then they released 2008 in the year of 2008. Then immediately in the same year, they released 2008 R2, release 2. And then after 4 years, they released SQL Server 2012, then SQL Server 2014, SQL Server 2016, SQL Server 2019, 2022, and currently the latest version is SQL Server 2025, which was not yet completely released, but as what we can say, a test copy is released. Okay, we can say that is a CTP, Community Technology Preview. Okay, so it has to be released commercially, like the enterprise edition has to be released. So this is how they started releasing the versions and all from 97. So you have to remember all these versions. The in the interview, first they will ask you, tell me your roles and responsibilities. And the next question will be, in what and all versions you worked so far. So this is the next interview question generally on what and all versions currently you are using in your project. Okay, so these versions are very, very important. These SQL versions should be on tip of your tongue. We have 1 week gap. Again, we have a class in the next weekend, next Saturday morning, 7 a.m. IST. So remember, I'll ask the questions on these versions. Okay, there is a small test. I'll give you a kind of a quiz. Okay, quiz kind of thing will be there before starting the session. So there is a quiz on these versions, SQL versions as well as Windows Server versions also, because very, 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 very important. Daily we'll work with these versions. Okay, so you have to remember whether you can remember or by heart or what you will do. Okay, you can try, but you have to remember this SQL versions like what and all SQL versions and what and all Windows versions and their build numbers. Okay, these are called build numbers. Shanmukh, what is this 7.070, 8.080, 9.090? I'll tell you what are these numbers and all, don't worry. But you have to remember this application versions and operating system versions also. Okay, so we have SQL Server 2000. No need to remember this 97. You can leave it. 2000, 2005, 8, 8R2. Okay, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022, and currently the latest one is 2025. Okay, which was released by the Microsoft in last year. So if you see the versions, you don't see like sometimes it took 5 years gap, sometimes 4 years, sometimes it took 2 years, sometimes it took even 1 year only, 2016 to 17. They released 2016 and immediately in the next year they released 2017 also. And after 2 years they released 2019, then 3 years 2022, then 3 years again 2025. So these versions, okay, currently supporting in the market. So Shanmukh, what versions will be there in the project? So it depends upon the environment, guys. If it is a small environment, maybe, okay, they might use last 4 5 versions. Okay, they might use last 4 5 versions. Like you can remember like this. If it is a small project, if it is a big project, okay, as I said, we are handling, as I said, right, 7,500 servers. Okay, so we have all the versions, even though we are still supporting SQL Server 2000 now also after 25 years also 26 years or roughly 25 years now also we are still using SQL Server 2000. Sharmu, can we use 2000? Yes. Now tell me, can I use like this iPhone 5 or 6? Can I use now? I can use if I don't want latest features, correct? If I don't want latest feature just to pick up the calls and just to talk to the people. Yes, I can use iPhone 5. They don't, okay? iPhone people or Apple people, they don't ask us to stop using that phone. Simply, they will tell you, hey, if you're still using the phone, we don't give you the support, okay? Or else these applications won't work for you. They don't support on your mobile device. Like that, they will tell. If you're okay, you can still use it, okay? So remember this point. So every product, not only software, every product will have a kind of a support period. Okay, a support period. So SQL Server is also a product. Okay, it will also have support period. I can still use 2000, no issues. Okay, there is a licensing cost generally. It will be there. Okay, so how it will be, what kind of support they will give you, I'll tell you. So generally, Microsoft will support any version for up to roughly 10 years. Okay, let me show you one website. Okay, so if you go to, remember this website, regularly we'll use it, SQL Server builds.blogspot.com. It's not actually a website, it's just a blog spot. Okay, so generally we'll refer this one. So now you see here, let's go down. You see here, you can see SQL Server 95 also. Okay, you can see 96 also, 6.5. You can see 98 also. Okay, and then you can see 2000. See here. If you see here, see release date which was released in the year of 2000, 30th November, it just released. Support end date, generally 2000, right? They gave the support till 2008, and then you can pay extra amount. Then you can use up to 2020, 2013. Means they will generally give 5 years for extended warranty kind of thing. Not warranty, support. Here we have to consider as a support. We cannot consider as a warranty. Okay, support. In the software language, we'll call it as a support. So support, it just released in the year of 2000. They gave 8 years support, okay, 2008, and then by paying extra amount, they gave extra 5 years support, which was up to 2013. So Shanmugh, can I use? They are saying extended support also is going to end, right? It just ended in the year of 2013. Right now, almost 13 years over. Can I still use? Yes, you can still use. Okay, you can still use the product, but if any challenges are there with that product, if any security issues are there, if any vulnerabilities are there, Microsoft is not responsible. It is your own risk. If you want to still use that product, you can use it. No new features will work. Like what and all new features are there now in 2025. So it was released in the year of 2000, right? So we cannot expect the new features. Like it's like using iPhone 5 now, and you are asking like I'm not getting new features. Definitely, when you are using iPhone 5 or 4 or Android 3.0 or 4.0 phones, definitely they don't support current applications, because current applications are made for the current operating systems. Maybe plus or minus 5 to 10 years it will support, but not like 20 years, right? So this is also same. Every software also will have a support period. What kind of support will be there, Shanmugh? Say for example, you are facing an issue, okay, with the product. You are not able to fix it. You can call to Microsoft customer care. You can raise a Microsoft case. So on the other hand, like from the Microsoft side, support engineers will be there. Like DBS only, they are also DBA. You can also be a support engineer if you are good in the technology. SQL DBA, okay. So LTI Mindtree, this is one of the company they will take for Microsoft project. Sonata Software, that is also one of the company they will take for Microsoft project, okay. So if you selected for any of these two companies, you have to work with the Microsoft as a support engineer. What support engineer will do? In all the companies across the globe, if they are facing any issues with SQL Server, then they will raise a Microsoft case. Then from the Microsoft end, you will come into the picture, you will pick up that case and you are going to fix it. Support engineer. You will get hell lot of subject, guys, because the people with the 20 years, 25 years experience, they cannot fix it. Then only finally they will come to the Microsoft. Okay, that is one case. Second case is if any bugs are there, if any vulnerabilities are there, Microsoft will keep releasing the new updates like kind of patchings. So if the support period is over, Microsoft don't release those new updates, and also security wise, you are at risk. We can say you are at a high risk. If you are still okay, you can still use SQL Server 2000 now also, no problem. Okay, are you getting the point, guys? Support period. Everyone, is it clear?
Yes.
Any questions, doubts so far, please? Okay, so like that, every software version you
Sir,
can. Yeah,
support
Bhagesh.
period is free of cost, right?
No. Good question. Support period is not free of cost. Even though you are paying lakhs of money to Microsoft for this product, believe me, guys, each licensing cost will be around 9 to 10 lakhs. Each SQL Server product licensing cost will be around 9 to 10 lakhs. That is only to use the software. Support is extra. You have to pay per hour $300 per hour if you are taking support. If Microsoft is helping you to fix your issue, they will connect. Either chat support will be there, mail support will be there, or call support will be there. The engineers, support engineers will connect with you. They are going to calculate the time. Per hour, you have to pay $300. But here, Shanmukh, they are getting $300, right? Then why they don't support 2000? Here, even though if you give, if you are ready to pay $300 per hour, they don't support, because here the product cost is maybe that time in the year of 2000, they sell it for very less cost. And now if you are still using, who will buy this 2025? In the 2025, definitely new features will be there. The cost also will be, definitely it will be more. So if they still support the older versions, okay, if they still support the older versions, then no one will buy the latest versions. So financially, it will be very loss for them. Okay, so that is the reason. Even though you are ready to pay the amount to this particular versions, okay, still they don't support because their extended support is also over. Okay, so clear, Bhagya?
Yes, but support period also they means we have to pay
Yes,
and
that's what. See,
extended
today
also.
today also if you buy the 2000 whatever version it is, okay,
Mhm.
okay. Today also if you
Okay.
buy that particular product, today if you have any issue, today also they will charge you. So even though it is in support period or extended support period, okay, they will still charge the same amount per hour, $300.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? So like that, if you see SQL Server 2000 support date is 2008 and the extended support 2013 and 2005 support date is 2011 and then extended support generally they will give for 5 years. Okay, and then 2008 also extended support is also over. Okay, 2008 R2 you can see in the red color. 2019 it was over. It was completed in the 2019 itself. And then SQL Server 2012. Okay, SQL 2012 support period ended in the year of 2017. No need to remember all these questions, these years and all. Okay, no one will ask you, even they also can't remember. Okay, these values and all. They might ask you the versions, the two, not technically. They will simply ask on what and all versions you worked so far. Okay, this support, the end date, extended support end date, no one will ask you. So currently, 2016 in the market, okay, currently support period is over. See, from 2016 onwards they change. I guess 2019 14 itself they changed until 2020 2012, 5 years, okay, 8 to 14, 6 years, okay, they change it to 5 years support period. Okay, 2012, right, they released. Support period was 2017 and then extra 5 years they will give 2017 to 2022. 2014 up to 2019, okay, they gave the support date and then extra amount you can pay and you can just, they will support until 2024. So currently 2016, okay, from 2016 onwards, it is still supporting, extended support is there. Support period is over in the year of 2021, but extended support is there till 20, I mean, maybe it will complete in next 6 months, guys. But again, Shanmukh, if the extended support date is completed, can I use? As I said, yes, you can use, but with your own risk. Microsoft is not responsible for your data, okay? And for any risks like hackers might hack using different vulnerabilities, using different bugs and all different, okay, virus and all, they might attack, okay? That there is no guarantee and all. So Microsoft won't support you if the extended support period is also over. It's with your own risk. If you want, you can use it. Okay, so these are all the versions. Again, I'm repeating. So we have different versions in the SQL Server. SQL Server 2000, 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 22, and 25. As I said, these versions should be on tip of your tongue. Again, I'm repeating. These versions should be on tip of your tongue because regularly we'll work with any of the versions. Okay, fine. So now you know that this is a SQL product, right? This is a software. If I want to install a software, what I should have, guys? What I should have?
Windows, sir.
Definitely, I should have a platform, operating system I should have, right? So, on what and all versions or on what and all operating systems I can install SQL servers, guys? Generally, SQL Server is a platform dependent. Sorry, SQL Server is platform dependent up to 2017, guys. Sorry, 2017. Means what is meant by platform dependent? What is meant by platform dependent? means
Okay, it is not
an
supporting to other OS.
other operating system. Very good. Okay,
Yes, yes.
it will support only on Windows operating systems. Okay, so up to 2017, you can install SQL servers on Windows operating systems. Okay, from 2017 onwards, SQL Server is platform independent. Okay, platform independent. That means what? You can install SQL Server on Windows and you can also install
On
SQL Server on Linux as well. Okay, Windows operating systems it will support and Linux also. But as I said, no one is using Linux as of now. So completely SQL is famous with Windows operating systems only. So in the Windows operating systems, again we have two types of operating systems, guys. Can you tell me? Two types of operating systems. Easy, you can guess it.
Windows Server,
Very good.
regular Windows.
Desktop operating systems. Okay. Server operating systems, guys. Desktop operating systems, server operating systems. In both, I can install SQL Server. Desktop operating systems means, can you tell me the example? Desktop operating systems versions.
Windows 11.
Very good. Okay. Windows 7, 8, 8.1. Okay. 8, 8.1, 10, 11. These are all the desktop operating systems, guys. Server operating systems.
SQL Server 2000,
Very good.
2005.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Windows Server. Okay, Windows Server. I'll tell you. So let's go back to the notes now. As I said, we don't install SQL servers on the desktops. Why? In the previous session, we discussed this point. Okay. Why we don't install SQL Server in our laptops? Why we don't use it? Because once your work is over, you are going to shut down your laptop. So the SQL Server will be down. First thing, of course, it is not compatible. Okay, we are going to use high configurations and also your laptop is not compatible. You can still install for lower configurations, no problem. You can still install SQL Server in your local laptops, but we don't use it in the production environment. As I said, what is the problem, guys? Laptops generally, will be shut down after your work is completed. If you shut down the laptop, what will happen? So automatically the SQL Server will be down.
Application will be down.
Yeah, if SQL Server is down, application will be down. If application is down, business down. If business is down, job will be down. Right? So,
Shanmugh,
yes, please, Nikhila.
then what is the use of PowerShell?
PowerShell.
Hmm. Yep,
Why,
PowerShell.
why you are comparing PowerShell? PowerShell is one of the language, automation language. So there is no comparison of PowerShell and operating system.
Instead of using SSMS, we can also type commands on PowerShell, right?
See, PowerShell is also one of the client, Nikhila. You can connect to SQL Server using different clients. One is SSMS, another one is command prompt, another one is PowerShell and Visual Studio. These are all different clients. Okay, using these interfaces, you can connect to the database. Okay, PowerShell is just an interface to connect to the database.
Okay.
Right? So in the organizations, we don't install SQL servers in the local laptops. We will use server operating systems. Okay, so that is the reason we will use operating systems, Windows Server operating systems only. So you should know SQL Server operating systems versions, sorry, SQL Server versions, and you also should know Windows Server operating systems versions as well. So these are all the different windows. This is again, okay, don't get confused, guys. These are all the application versions. This is operating system versions. Okay, is it clear? This is an application and this is the platform. Clear, guys? So on these platforms, you can install this SQL product. Is it clear, everyone? Any questions, doubts? For example, let me simplify. This is a kind of a WhatsApp, okay? And this is your either iPhone, iOS, or your Android operating system kind of thing. So this is an application. It can be a phone pay application, and this is your operating system. It can be a Android or iOS. Okay, this can be a, okay, maybe what other applications we have? YouTube. In the phone we'll install YouTube, right? So this is a YouTube application. I'm just giving you an example. This is an application, this is an operating system. Without operating system, I cannot install this SQL server or any application. Clear? You're the winner. Congratulations. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Any questions, doubts so far, please?
No.
No.
Yeah, please. Akash?
Shanmugh, can you tell about compatibility?
I'll tell you, Nicola. Yeah, slowly we'll discuss. The next topic is compatibility only.
Shanmugh,
Yeah, Nicola.
before you mentioned Windows Server
Mm,
2011, but here Windows Server versions, we haven't seen the 11 version.
Is it a server version? Tell me, Nicola. 11 is a server version or desktop version?
Desktop version.
And then desktop, why we will install on desktops? So that's why you don't see the desktop versions here. I'm just giving you a reference just so that if you compare and learn, it will be easy to remember, right? You can still install SQL servers on desktop operating systems also, but we don't use it. So that is the reason it's just a discussion. We don't include, as we are not using commercially that Windows desktop operating system. So that's why I don't include, okay, in the particular note. So we are going to use only with the server operating systems. That's why I just added only server operating systems. Questions, guys? Any other questions? Okay, fine. So now, as I said, you have to remember this Windows Server operating systems also. Forget about these two. Okay, like how we have Windows Server 97, 93, like that, Windows Server NT 3.0, 4.0, which was released in the year of 93, 94, like that. Okay, same again, we have Windows Server 2000. If you see some of the SQL versions and Windows versions, they released in the same year. So you might get confused, but don't get confused, guys. Easy. Okay, so we have Windows Server 2000, and again after 3 years we have Windows Server 2003. These are all operating systems versions. Okay, this one is SQL Server database versions. These are operating systems versions. And we have Windows Server 2008, Windows Server 2008 R2, Windows Server 2012, 12 R2, 16, 19, 2022, and even we have 2025 also, Windows Server 2025 also. I didn't include it, but I'll include. We have Windows Server 2025, which was released last year, guys. Okay, so now the question is, this is an application, right? I should be able to install application on the operating system, right? Can I install all the versions of SQL servers on all the versions of Windows servers? Is it going to allow me? Yes or no? Just type your answers in the chat. Again, I'm not looking for answer. I'm just looking for response. My question is, can I install all the SQL servers versions on all the Windows server versions? Yes or no? Just type your answers quickly in the chat. Let me enable the group chat. Might face difficulties. Okay. Yeah, I just enabled the group chat. You can just type the answers. You got my question, guys? I hope you got my question. Can I install all the SQL versions on all the Windows Server operating systems? Very good. Sai Kumar, no. Akash, no. Nagi, no. Nikhila, no. And Nikhila Chaudhary, no. Roshan, no. Suraj also, no. And Bhagyashree, no. Oh, very good. Everyone is no. So, is it like you know the answer, or is it like Inky Pinky Ponky, no? Very good. I didn't see any yes. Okay. Very good, guys. Good, good. I'm happy at least two people are responding. And the answer is also no. Okay. The answer is also no. We cannot install. Simple example. Simple example. This is called compatibility. Okay. This is called compatibility. So every software will have a compatibility challenges. So what is a compatibility exactly if you ask me? For example, simple example, I can say like this, okay? Maybe when we are in the childhood, okay? We are at 4 5 years age, imagine, in the year of whatever it is, if we have having 4 or 5 years age, the dresses, what and all we used at 5 years age, can we use the same dress now? Can we wear it now? Is it possible? I'm just giving you, trying to
No.
simplify, that's it. Not at all possible. Why? Because that time when I am at 5 years, my measurements are different. I am very like kid, so small kid. So that time, as per my measurements, okay, parents will buy the dress and then we'll use it. That might support for the next 2 years or 3 years, or if it is very like big one, okay, maybe it might support if you are still not growing or not eating properly, if you are still the same, looking the same, maybe you can might use, you can use it for next 5 years also, if possible. In the same way, this product, okay, SQL Server 2000 is released in the year of 2000, right? So that time the support engineers, those who designed this product, they might look for the next 5 to 10 years. They cannot mean guess in the year of 2022 Microsoft will release Windows Server 2022. Even Microsoft also don't know what will be the next version, when they will release the next version. So that time what and all operating systems are there, it might support plus or minus 7 8 years. That's it. Are you getting the point, guys? So we cannot guess that 2000 will be compatible with Windows Server 2002. If anyone is asking, hey, can we install SQL Server 2000 on Windows Server 2022? It's like when what and all dresses you used in the year of 2000. So the same dresses, is it possible to use in the year of 2022?
No.
Not at all possible. That is called compatibility. So I cannot install all the versions of SQL servers on all the versions of Windows servers. It is not possible. I can install few versions of SQL servers on few versions of Windows servers. Okay. So how to remember, Shanmukh? So on what and all Windows servers, okay, what and all SQL versions I can install. How to remember? Very easy, simple formula. Okay. Remember, okay, this plus or minus 7 years rule. Okay. Just go for this like this compatibility. Okay. Just it will support minus 7 years to plus 7 years. Any software, SQL Server software will support minus 7 years to plus 7 years. So what is this minus 7? Again, I am saying you don't see this point in any of the Microsoft books and all. Okay, just with the experience I am saying. For sure, it will support minus 7 to plus 7 years. So let's try to decrypt this minus 7 to plus 7. Say for example, SQL Server 2012 is there. Imagine SQL Server 2012 version is there. So you want to know on what and all Windows Server versions you can install the SQL Server 2012. As I said, you have to apply this minus 7 to plus 7 formula. So 2012, which version you want to install? 2012. Apply this formula minus 7, 2012 minus 7. Just subtract, guys. What is the value? 2012 minus 7. How much you will get it? 2000? 2005.
5.
Very good. 2. 2012 plus 7.
19.
Right?
19.
2019. In this range, tell me what and all Windows Server operating systems are there. In this range, 2005 to 2019, what and all Windows servers are there? Tell me, guys.
2005 to 2019.
Uh,
In between
in
servers.
between. Yeah,
2008.
whatever you can see, 8 R2, 12, 12 R2, 16, 19. You can just take this and you can copy paste here. So for sure, blindly you can say if anyone is coming and asking, hey, can I install SQL Server 2012 on Windows Server 2019? Calculate like this, -7 plus 7. If it is in the -7 to +7 range, blindly you can tell yes, you can install. Because sometimes customers will ask you, customers means users will ask you, hey, can you please install SQL Server 2019 on Windows Server 2005, Windows Server 2008. So you cannot say, yes, I will install. I'll update you once the installation is completed. You cannot say like that. First, you have to see the compatibility. Okay, customer is asking SQL Server 2019 on Windows Server 2008. You tell me guys now, apply the same formula. Can I install SQL Server 2019 on Windows Server 2018? 2008. You tell me, you apply the
Yes,
same
no.
formula now. 2019 minus 7, 2012. Okay, below 2012, if you see any operating system, it don't support. 2019 plus 7, 2026. So it will support 2012
12.
to 2026. In this range, what and all operating systems are there, you can install the SQL Server 2019. Is it clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Are we good on this? Any questions, doubts, please? For
All
sure,
good.
yeah, for sure you can install. Maybe plus or minus, even Shanmukh, you said 7 years. Is it going to support 8 years also? Yes, there are some cases. 8 years also it will support, but not in all cases. But for sure it will support -7 years to +7 years. Okay, so this is how the compatibility will be. So I'll give you, okay, just type your answers in the chat. I'll tell you one version. You have to tell me what and all Windows Server operating systems it will support. Okay, can we install SQL Server 2000? Okay, or tell me what and all Windows Server versions I can install SQL Server 2005. Okay, SQL Server 2005. These are all the versions we have. Now calculate and tell me. Type your answers in the chat. Don't tell the answers. On what and all Windows Server versions. You can see answer on the screen. Okay, you can first apply the formula. And in this range, what and all versions are there? Just type your answers in the chat quickly. I'll give you 2 minutes time. SQL Server 2005, I want to install. What and all Windows Server operating systems will support SQL Server 2005, guys? Better when I ask you questions like this, try to chat, okay, directly to me. Don't chat in the group because others, I mean to say, I'm not saying others will copy, but it will be like a hint, okay, kind of thing. So they also want to, they have to think and tell the answer, right? So better send it directly to me. I can see only 2 answers so far. Just try it, guys. I hope you got my question right. If you are still not getting the questions, let me know. I'll help you for that. Okay. On what and all Windows Server operating systems I can install SQL Server 2005. You know the formula, just apply the formula. You can see the range and just type your answers, okay, in the chart. That's it. Simple.
NT 4.0,
No,
which
no,
year
no, no,
launched?
no, 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 leave it, leave it. That NT 3.0, 4.0, you can leave it. That is 93, 94.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go for let's check the answer. Okay. So C equals to 2005, right? Okay. So let's apply the same formula. Okay. So 2005 minus 7, which is 1998, and 2005 plus 7, which is
12.
2012. So in this range, what and all operating systems are there? 98 to 2012. Okay, we have 2000, 2003, 8, 8R2, 12, 12R2. Okay, so now all these Windows Server versions I can install SQL Server 2005, guys. Clear? So let's go back and check the answers. And Kusuma 2003, 8, 8R2, 12, 12R2, very good. Nihar 2, 2000, 2000, 2003, 5. So Nihar, we don't have Windows Server 2005. Okay, we don't have Windows Server 2005. Clear, Nihar,
Okay.
how we calculated the
Yeah.
operating systems? Now is it clear?
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
and you have to
Yes.
add 2012, 2012 R2 as well, okay? So let's go back to
Okay.
Bhagyashree, Windows Server 2000, 2003, 8, 8 R2, very good. And Roshan, okay, 2002, 2012, very good answer. Smart answer, Roshan. I need the versions, man. Suraj, and 2000, 2003, 8, 8 R2, 12, 12 R2, very good, Suraj. Nikila, 2000, 2003, 8, 8 R2, 12, 12 R2, very good. And Nikila Kona, 2000, 2003, 8, 8 R2, 12, 12 R2, very good. And then finally Nagi, 2002, 2011. So I need the versions, Nagi, okay? Right. Fine, is it clear now? All good, guys, on this compatibility? On what and all Windows Server operating systems I can install SQL Server? Are we good on this part?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Right. Now what we can do is, let's go back to this. Let's discuss about the build number. So how to identify which version of SQL Server? When you install SQL Server generally, let me check whether I have a local copy or not. I didn't have any local copy. Okay, that's fine. Let me do one thing. Let me go back and let me try starting the VM. Don't worry, okay? So we'll discuss all these VMs and all, creating the VMs and all. I'll discuss everything. So you don't worry about that VMs and all. I'm just using this. Okay, let me go back to the desktop. Right, okay. I'm just going to show you how the SQL Server look like. Most of you know, but I'm just going to show you. So I'm just, okay, starting the previous batch VM virtual machine. Don't worry. How to create, how to install operating system, how to start the VM, how to connect to the server. We have a complete session on that just to show you how SQL Server look like. Okay. I'm just trying to open one server. That's it. Okay, fine. Let it be. Let's go back to the document. So what are these numbers? 97 7.0, 2008.0, 2005 9.0, 10.0, 10.50, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And what are these numbers? 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 110. If you see here 7.0, there will be no dot here, 70. 8.0, 80, 9.0, 90, and 10.0, 100. Like that you can see. What are those numbers, guys? So that is called build number. What is that? Build number. Okay. So what is this build number? Build number will help you to identify the version. To identify the version of the SQL Server, or to identify the SQL version. Okay. So how we can identify, I'll show you. Okay. How we can identify, I'll show you. Now, This bill number contains 4 parts, guys. This bill number contains 4 parts. Okay, one is major version. First part is major version dot minor version dot revision history. Okay, actual bill number dot revision history. So this bill number contains 4 parts. Let me show you like this. Okay, if you see here, for example, let's go with the latest version, SQL Server 2025. So this is how it look like 17.0. 17 means first part. 17.0.1000.7. Okay, 17 dot example 17.0.1000 dot how much? 7 dot 7. Okay, dot 7. Okay, so this first part will be major version. The second part will be minor version. So using first and second part, we can easily tell which version you installed. Okay, using first and second part, we can tell which version we installed. That's what, like I told you right here, you can see here 17.0 means you installed 2025. If you connect to the SQL server, after connecting, you cannot easily identify which version it is. I'll show you now. Okay, maybe if it is ready. Yeah, it is ready. So let me connect to the server. Again, don't worry at all. I'm going to help you out how to connect the server, what tools we can use, how we can connect, what is meant by RDP, everything. Okay, this is how in the real time we'll connect to the servers, guys. I'll explain how to set up the RDP and all I'll explain, so you don't worry about it. Okay, I'm just connecting to show you this is how we'll connect to the servers in the real time in the organization as well. Okay, so completely real time. So this is the server. We just entered into the server. This is a Windows server. We just entered into the Windows server. Let's connect to the SQL server. It is taking time. So this is how the real-time server look like, guys. When you like once you are into the project, okay. So you will connect to the servers like this only in the same manner like how I connected in the same way you are going to connect to the servers. Okay. So I'll tell you how to connect and all again. Once we like jump into the demo, I'll show you how to do this step by step. You don't worry. So now when we are into the server, we will use one tool called SSMS. Okay. So using SSMS, generally what we will do is we'll connect to the servers, guys. Okay. This is the management studio. SSMS. Okay. SSMS means SQL Server Management Studio, guys. So using the SQL Server Management Studio, we will connect to the SQL servers. So once we logged in into the particular server, if you observe, see here, if you observe, this is my local laptop and I connected to the server, right? So this is virtual machine. Whatever you are seeing now, the screen, it's a server screen. So it's just a one server in my laptop. Okay, a laptop in the laptop. You can say, maybe you can consider like that, a laptop in the laptop. So I connected to the separate server, Windows server. So in this server, generally we will install SQL servers, and to this particular Windows server, every user will connect, or users also can connect to the SQL server remotely. Remotely, users will connect to the SQL server, guys. Users will connect to the SQL server. Just a minute, just 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So when you logged into that server, generally you can see the server manager screen like this. Okay, you can just minimize this. Why it is responding very slow? Okay, let me check my task manager. What's going on? Okay, let me close this. At least we can save some memory. Okay, so now let me refresh this. So it's very old machine, guys. A lot of R&Ds I did, so that is the reason it's responding very slow. Okay, and I guess I allocated a lot of memory to this machine. Okay, fine, no issues. So let it be. It will be back in a while. Okay, once it is like back, I'll show you the server, how SQL server look like. Okay, SSMS is opening. Let it be. Okay. So now let's go back to this website, SQL Server builds.blogspot.com. So this is the one. Okay, if you install SQL Server 2005, 2025, generally the bill number will help you to identify the version. When you connect it to the SQL server, you cannot see which version it is. It will not show you this is 2025, this is 2022. It will not show you directly, guys. Okay, I'll tell you how to check that one. So how to identify which version it belongs to, we can see using the bill number, we can identify which version that particular SQL server belongs to. So if you installed 2025, the bill number generally will be 17.0. You have to go back once to this particular version. If you install 2000, the bill number starts with 8.0. Starts with 8.0. This is first part and second part. Third part, fourth part, no need to remember. As I said, Shanmukh, you said bill number consists four parts, right? Major version dot, minor version dot, actual bill number dot, revision history. So this major version, minor version, you remember, that's it. Actual bill number and revision history, no need to remember. Okay, it's very difficult. Lot of numbers will be there. We cannot remember all the numbers. So if you install 2000 in the management studio, it will show you 8.0. It won't show you SQL Server 2000, guys. If you install 2005, it will show you 9.0. If you install 2008, it will show you 10.0. If you install 2008 R2, it will show you 10.50. If you install 2012, it will show you 11.0, 2014 12.0, 2016 13.0, 17 14.0, 19 15.0, 22 16.0, 25 17.0. So in the, if you see in the SSMS, if you see 16.0, immediately, okay, this belongs to 2022. Is it clear, guys? That's how the bill number will help you. Bill number will help you to identify the first is like to identify the version of the SQL server, and second thing whether SQL server is patched or not. What is this patching and all? I'll explain. There is a separate patching session. So whether SQL server is updated or not. Sometimes we have to update with the latest updates and all. Otherwise, the risk will be increased. A lot of new virus will come. They might hackers might try to attack the SQL server. Okay. So to avoid this, SQL server will keep releasing the updates. We have to apply the updates. That is called patching. So using this bill number, we can tell you whether which version it belongs to, first thing. Second thing is whether SQL server is updated or not. Is it clear, guys? Bill number, everyone. Are we good? Any questions, doubts so far, please? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sharma.
So is it clear now? Bill number. Any questions?
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay. So bill number will help you to identify the version of the SQL server, first thing. Second thing is bill number will help you the third part and fourth part. First and second part will help you to identify the version. Third and fourth part will help you to identify whether SQL server is updated or not. Okay, SQL server is updated or not. So no need to remember third part and fourth part. It's very difficult. Just try to remember. Okay, SQL server 2000 means 8.0, 2005 9.0, 8 10.0, 8R2 10.50. Only we have 8R2 in the SQL server minor version. Remaining all our second parts are zeros only. 2012 11.0, 14 12.0. These are like in the serial order only you can see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there is no confusion here. But you have to remember is like 2000 will starts with 8.0. Like that you can just remember. But again I am saying in the next class, I'll ask the questions on SQL versions. I'll ask the questions on Windows versions. I'll ask the questions on compatibility. I'll ask the questions on bill numbers. Okay, so these four things should be on tip of your tongue. As an experienced DBA, this is very important. Daily will work on these things, so it's very, very important. So in the project, in the intro, they will ask you on what and all versions you worked so far. So you can tell, okay, I worked 2016 to 2025 or 2022. Some companies, they don't generally use the latest version. They will follow the latest minus one. If 2025 is the latest one, latest minus one is the previous version, which is 2022. Latest minus one means 2025 minus one, 2024. We don't have 2024 version. Okay, latest one means the previous one. So the previous one is 2022. Currently, maybe in the projects, people are using 2022, right? Some companies, they will use current version. Some companies, they will use current version minus one, which is the previous version they are going to use, okay, in the particular project. So you can tell anything like this, okay. So like I'm supporting or we are using in our project, we are using SQL versions like from 2016 to 2022 or 2012 to 22. Try to include latest versions, otherwise they will feel like you are not working in the latest on the latest versions, so you don't know the latest features and all. Okay, they might like consider like an outdated products that you are using. So try to include 2012 to 2022 we are using in our project, or 2000 maybe 5 to 2000 2022 we are using. So if you are just adding the older versions, maybe okay, they might again ask you why you are still using the 2005 and all. Okay, they might ask these kind of follow-up questions. Better you can tell 2016 to 2020 22, like that you can tell. Okay. Where is my cursor? Just give me a minute. Once it's connected, I'll show you the SQL server and all. I don't know why it is creating the problems. It's taking lot of time. Utilization is also normal because like I just used this 5 years back. No. I mean 5 months back I just created this VM, so it is taking time. I just did lot of R&Ds on this. Okay, it is still taking. No problem. We can still connect to the server directly. I'm just connecting to the server directly. Okay, we can either connect through remotely or we can directly connect to the server. So let me connect directly as it is taking time. Okay. Okay, now you see, I'm just connecting to the SQL server, guys. I'm just connecting to the SQL server. So you don't worry, again, I'll explain, okay, what is this tool and all, how we can install this tool, what we have to give, how to connect to the SQL servers. Okay, I'll explain. There is a separate session on that SSMS. Don't worry at all, okay? I'm just connecting to one of the SQL server. So once you connected, okay, you can see the server name. This is called Object Explorer. You can see the server name. This is how the SQL server look like, guys. So you can see this is how completely you can see the SQL server in the organizations also. It will be like this only. So this is your server name. This one is your server name. Can you identify which version it belongs to now? Can you see any version number here? 2000.
2019.
Okay. 2019. How? On what basis you said it's a
15 build
2019?
number.
Very good. Okay. As I said earlier, after connecting to the SQL server, you don't find the version directly. Okay, guys, is it clear? After connecting to the SQL server, you don't find the version, which version it belongs to, don't find directly. It don't show you whether it belongs to 2016 or 2017 or 2019 or 2020. It don't show you. Using this build number only you can identify. So what is this like? How it was started, guys? 15.0. Let's go back to our table. Okay. So where we can see the table, let's go back to the document. 15.0. Which version?
2019.
2019. So in this way you can able to identify the SQL version. Generally you can just go to properties also, but you cannot go to properties every time and you cannot see which version and all. By just looking at the first number only, first number will have the numbers, guys. Second number will be always zeros only. Okay, 8.0, 9.0, 10.0, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So like the second number will be always zeros only except 2008 R2. Remaining all are zeros only. So first number, if you see 8, 8 means which version? Can you tell me 8 means which version? SQL Server? SQL Server 8. 8 means which
2000.
version? 2000. Very
2000.
good. Okay. 11 means which version? Can you tell me quickly? 11, which version?
12.
12, very
2000.
good. 13 means which version? 13, which version?
2016.
Very good, Roshan. 13 means 2016. 17 means which version? 2017.
Which one? 25.
25.
Very good, 25. Okay, 9.0?
5.
2005.
2005.
2005, very good. Okay, so if you go to the properties of the instance, you can able to identify which version it belongs to. Okay, if you go to the properties of the instance, you can identify which version. I mean to say, the build number you can see here, the same build number you can see, and the one that you can see is just a Windows server. On which Windows server you can see. So if you, there is no direct way of checking the version here in the SSMS. So for that, what you have to do, again you have to write a query, guys. Okay, in the new query you can write and you can identify the version. So for that you have to write a query and then you can just identify. But every server writing query and checking, okay, time taking process, it's not good also. As a DB, experienced DB especially, by just looking at the, okay, first part of the bill number, you should be able to identify which version of SQL Server it belongs to. Okay. So now if you see 15.0 means it belongs to 2019. So you can easily identify, okay, what and all features it will work, what and all features it will support on 2005. Okay. Based on that, you can easily identify and you can able to take the decisions on that. Okay. Guys, is it clear? This is how bill number will help you. And third part and fourth part will help you whether SQL Server is patched or not, whether it's updated or not. Okay, so in this way you can able to identify the bill numbers using the particular bill number. Okay, first part and second part, guys. Right. I have to clean up this server. Don't worry, we don't use this server for practice. We'll build a new server. Okay, so you don't worry about it. So for example, if you want to find out the version, okay, you have to write a select query. Select @ version. Okay, so if you run this command, you can run this by clicking on execute button, or you can use F5 button, or you can use shortcut Alt plus X. Okay, I'm using just execute. Generally, I was like habituated to use Alt X. So every time to find out the version, you have to find out like this. Select what at version, and then you can able to see which version it belongs to. But instead of that, better if you remember the bill numbers, you can easily remember which version it belongs to, guys. Is it clear now? What is the use of the bill number? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that is all about your bill numbers, guys. So the next one is, okay, CTP, RC, RTM. We'll discuss this small concept. Okay, we'll discuss this small concept, and then, okay, in the next class we'll discuss about the additions and all. Okay, and next class we'll start the demo also. So now whatever product that you are going to see, okay, is an enterprise product, means users can directly download and they can use it in the production environment. But as I said, as discussed yesterday, if they want to introduce a new version of SQL Server, of course lot of testings will be done, right, in the backend. Now they introduce 2025, but they don't introduce 2025 in the year of, like, they don't start working in the year of 2025 only to introduce a new version. Maybe 1-2 years before itself they will start working. Correct? Imagine if they want to introduce SQL Server 2028, they will start the background work from now onwards. Before 2-3 years itself they will think for the next version. So if they want to introduce this product to the public, to the enterprises and all, they will also test their product. Every software package will be tested. Internally they will test, but externally also they want to see the use cases. Okay, internally they can test it for a small data and all. It might not be a live data, but externally, like the use cases and all, they want to see the challenges, what challenges users are getting, what and all bugs are there, what and all vulnerabilities are there. So first, once the version is like finalized, once the testing is done internally, for example, if they want to introduce SQL Server 2028, guys, imagine SQL Server 2028, which will be released in the year of 2028. So they will start working on it, they will design the product, they will discuss, and they will see the competitors, what and all features other database softwares are giving. They will try to include the new features. Okay, as per the competency they are going to introduce new features, or as per the users requests and all, they will try to introduce new features, something like that. They will test it internally, everything is good, but they want to test outside of the organization also. So they will release the first test copy to the public. They will release first test copy to the public. That is called CTP copy. Okay, are you getting the point, guys? That is called CTP copy, Community Technology Preview. So if you are a member of Microsoft community, you will get the updates, okay, about SQL Server 2028 before 1 year itself, and they will ask you to download. They will also give you a link to download, and you can download it. You can install in your local laptop. You can see the features, you can test the features, you can highlight of if any bugs are there in the particular product. You can highlight, you can write mail to Microsoft, or Microsoft will send, will receive whatever, like it was like a kind of a mm, feedback kind of thing. Okay, so you can just give the feedback to the Microsoft. So this is good, this is bad, this has to be improved. So you can give the suggestions to the Microsoft, and if any bugs are there, you can report to Microsoft, so that it is going to fix those bugs and all. And then they are going to again release the second test copy, which is called RC, released candidate. Once the bugs are fixed in the CTP, they will release second test copy, which is the RC copy of 2028 version. That also you can download, and you can see any new features are there, any bugs are there. If anything if any bugs are there, you can report to Microsoft. Mostly in the first CTP, if 1000 bugs are there, maybe they will rectify all the bugs, and maybe in the RC you might see maybe 5 or 10 bugs. So that also they will rectify, and finally the product is ready. Then they will release the RTM product of the particular version. RTM means released to market, means which is a licensed copy. These two are free, but remember, free versions you cannot use it in the production servers. Are you getting the point, guys? Free versions are only for testing purpose. So CTP and RC you can download it from Microsoft community, and you will get early access, kind of early bird. You will get early access to the new features. You can test it. You can just suggest to the Microsoft. You can give your own inputs and all. Maybe if your input is valid, it will consider and it will try to add it. And if especially for bugs fixing and all, they will see any bugs are there in the latest version. Okay, if no bugs are there, then finally they will release the commercial product, which is RTM. So 2028 RTM copy companies will download by paying the amount, paid version this is. So you have to use only paid versions on the production servers, guys. You cannot use free versions. Okay, you cannot use free versions on the production servers. So RTM is the first licensed copy for every version. SQL Server 2000 will have RTM copy. 2005 will have RTM copy. 8 will have RTM. 8R2 will have RTM. 12 RTM. 14 RTM. 16 RTM. 17 RTM. 19 RTM. 2022 RTM. 2025 RTM. Is it clear, guys? The RTM copy is the one that is like after fixing the bugs and all. So Shanmukh, after fixing these bugs and all, so do you think there will be no bugs at all? Nothing like that. Okay. Not only bugs, even hackers also will try to, okay, um, release new virus, and also lot of attacks also will be there. So after releasing RTM, they will keep releasing the updates on a regular basis. Those updates are called cumulative updates or service packs. Okay, so these things will be covered in the patching class. So that's why if you see any copy, this is an RTM copy. See, RTM released to market. So this you can directly install on the production servers. The first one, CTP and RC, you cannot install. One challenge is they might have a lot of bugs. Second challenge is it's a free copy. Free copies you cannot install on the production servers. Clear, guys? So when you are installing a new version, which version you are actually installing? Which product you are actually installing, guys? If you are installing any new version of SQL Server, first time, which product you are installing?
RTM.
RTM product of the particular version. 2022 RTM, 2019 RTM, 2017 RTM. Is it clear now? What is meant by RTM? On top of the RTM, you will get the timely updates from Microsoft. So you can patch with the latest updates and all. Those are called cumulative updates or service packs. These are like hot fixes kind of thing. Okay. Clear? Any questions, doubts so far, please?
It's clear, Shanmugh.
Yeah, okay. So if it is clear, that's it for now. Okay, as I said, initially we'll go slowly, don't worry. Okay, don't think like I'm not taking whatever time I said. Okay, so initially we have a lot of time, right? Slowly we'll go. So in the next weekend, okay, we'll start with the demos. I'll explain how this virtualization technique will work, what is meant by virtualization, virtual machines, creating the virtual machine, installing the operating system, installing SQL Server. Okay, everything will be like from the next weekend onwards. It will be we'll try to extend slowly to 2 hours, 2.5 hours like that. Okay, it's not like directly to 2.5 hours. Of course, even though it's a 2.5 hour session, in between I'll give you 10 to 15 minutes break. Okay, so you don't worry. Don't feel like continuously 2.5 hours. No, it will be you cannot even concentrate. Okay, I'll give you in between 15 to 20 minutes break like that. So slowly we'll extend the session. If no questions, we are good to close it for now. Okay, and next weekend we'll connect again Saturday morning 7 a.m. IST for US people. Next Friday evening 8:30 EST. Okay, so those who registered, you will get the softwares and you will also get the notes. Okay, so I'll directly share it with you guys and class recordings, whatever classes, 4 classes completed, right? So I'll create a Google Drive link and then you will get the access directly to your Google Drive. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Shanmugh. Shanmugh, I have a quick question.
Yeah, Venkat.
It's about Object Explorer.
Hmm.
So the one that you have opened in the other tab,
Okay.
usually so how do you do that? There is a shortcut, right?
Yeah,
To
I'll
open
tell
the
you.
Object Explorer.
Yeah, in the SSMS class, I'll tell you. Just you can open type
Okay.
SSMS here. Okay. Just you can either type SSMS in the start or in the run SSMS or in the start button. You can type ESS. Okay. Just type ESS. You can directly see
Mhm.
the management studio. If you just type SS, you can directly see the management studio. So this is like a shortcut to open the management studio.
No, the Object Explorer usually is on the
Object
left side, right?
Explorer.
You know.
Okay, Object Explorer automatically you will get it once you open the SSMS. Automatically you will get the Object Explorer. Still, by mistake, if someone closed this Object Explorer like this, okay, from the tools you can get the Object Explorer F8 function key F8. If you can just type F8, you will get the Object Explorer.
Uh, yeah, the normal conventional one is okay, but you'll also open parallelly in the query pane. You can also open it, right? You can see. Usually, you can take stored procedure into one window, but if you open another Object Explorer parallelly, you can
Another
select 2 3 stored procedures and
another
open
query
at a
window
time,
you are
right?
saying. Query window you are saying. Another query window.
uh,
Uh,
no, not that much, but yeah, I'll keep my words in a different way next time. I'll
okay,
try
okay.
to
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
out.
just
Yeah,
let me know. Don't worry, no problem. We'll discuss. No
yeah,
issues. Okay.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Any other questions, please?
No from me.
Okay, fine. So that's it, guys. That's it for now. So thank you. Thanks for joining, and we can drop off for now. We'll connect again next weekend. Okay, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. IST, guys. Thank you. Thank you all. Good night. Bye. Good day.
Thank you.